Alright boys and girls, today we are doing a Diablo Immortal PvP tier list. It has been about 3 months since I did the last one, and today we are going to be doing another one. A lot of things changed since then. We got some nerf for Tempest, Barbarian, changes for the Monk, and a new build for the Wizard, a new build for the Necromancer. A lot has changed, so today we will be doing the Diablo Immortal PvP tier list. This is going to be based on Apollyon opinion, meaning me. Rating is based on each class's individual ability in attack, damage, defense, ability to take damage, performance, while standing on the idle. Support provided to the team and their ability to run, move, and dash, and the impact on the match using meta build and proper gear setup. This is always important to me because a lot of people out there just use random gems, random magic effects on the gear, random set pieces, and they feel like the result or the rating that they are seeing on the screen is not representing their actual experience. And of course, the resonance and pay to win is another thing, but we cannot do much about that. All I can do is provide some insight, my personal opinion, how each class right now, as of me recording, is performing in PvP. Also, another important thing here, we can see C or C plus, B or B plus, A or A plus, and S. So if I give something a rating of 1 between 4, it is going to be either C or C plus. Again, points between 5 or 7 is going to be B or B plus. And points between 8 and 9 is going to be somewhat between A or A plus. And if something gets 10 out of 10, it is going to be S tier. Now that is out of the way, we're going to start with the Monk. Monk used to be pretty good with the helicopter build, but that has been nerfed quite a lot. Now they have a dash build, which is pretty good in 1 versus 1, and in 1 versus 1 scenario they have quite a lot of defense. It is really hard to fight a Monk with a lot of dashes and jumping around, invincibility, all that happening really fast in 1 versus 1, and their damage is somewhat at in my opinion 8.5. The objective, when it comes to doing objective, they are better compared to some of the other classes like Wizard and Demon Hunter, so I will be giving them 7 in objective. They can somewhat stand on the idle and fight a bit as well, but they eventually have to run away. When it comes to support, they don't have much happening. I'm not seeing any support monk out there, mostly just the dash monks jumping and trying to fight 101, and mobility is really fast with the dashes. Overall impact is going to be 7.5 in my opinion, because like I said, they have to fight 1 versus 1. When they try and fight multiple enemies at the same time, it is pretty somewhat easy to get them, and they eventually have to run away. So overall I would give them B plus. Next, it is going to be Barbarian. Barbarian was hit with quite a lot of nerf recently. Their damage went down, the range of the chains went down, so overall I would give them 8.5 damage right now. For the range classes, it is much easier nowadays to avoid getting hit from Barbarian, especially if you are using somewhat hit and run a build using a Wizard, Necromancer, and of course the Demon Hunter. But their defense is still gonna be 10 in my opinion. You can disagree with that, but as long as they have the Undying Rage, Barbarian is gonna be one of the best classes out there who can take the beating and still can keep on fighting. And when it comes to doing objective, they might be going into the Undying Rage and might not able to stop or push the idol, but still they're gonna be pretty decent. 7.8 in my opinion, taking the beating and maybe helping you kill few players so they can get off the idol. But when it comes to support, there isn't much happening for a Barbarian in terms of support. It is basically a berserk rage type of a class where you have to go and fight everyone you see in front of you. But their mobility is really good. They can increase their size, run quite fast. So mobility, I would say they are somewhat at 8 in my opinion, and overall impact of a really good Barbarian is still somewhat 9, or you can say 10 If there is a really strong Barbarian out there, then it could be even 10. But overall rating, it is going to be A plus in my opinion. Now, next it is going to be the Wizard. Wizard button spamming build somewhat stand at 8 damage in my opinion, but the Wizard defense is not greater than 5 right now, even if you somewhat use the defensive abilities that give you more defense and maybe mount bank. It is still gonna be very squishy class. If you get caught, you will be dying quite fast. And when it comes to objective, like standing on the objective either to stop it or push it, you will not be doing that all that much and will be getting killed. So I will be giving it 3 when it comes to standing on the idol physically, not helping your team to stop or push it, but standing on it physically, then it is going to be 3. But when it comes to support, then yes, it is 10. Absolutely, you can help the team to basically CC the heck out of the other team. Huge AoE, 10 in my opinion. And the mobility, it is gonna be 9. Doesn't matter if you are using the CC build or the button spamming build, it can go all the way up to 10 in my opinion. And as for the impact, it is gonna be 10 depending on what build you are using. In my opinion, the CC build will have more impact overall, helping your team do the objective. But even if you use the button spamming build, the impact is somewhat gonna be around 9 in my opinion. And since the difficulty of playing the Wizard is harder than some of the other classes, either because of a lot of button spamming or building up a proper CC Wizard with a lot of dot and high potency, I will be giving it average rating of A. It could be A plus easily. Next, it is gonna be the Crusader. Crusader in my opinion has the highest damage in PvP. If you get caught in the big circle, they will be melting you within a second and stunning you at the same time with their huge AoE. They are also very tanky, using mount bank and having high defense. They can stand on the idol, go completely invulnerable. They won't be taking any damage and will also be providing support to the team at the same time. But their mobility isn't that great at 5.5 in my opinion. But overall impact of a great Crusader right now is 10. You can disagree with me, but this is what I have been seeing some really good Crusader able to achieve, and so it is going to be A plus plus in my opinion. Might not be a fun class to play. It is a tank class, slow class, but it is really good at doing objective and providing support to the team at the same time. And like I said, it has one of the highest damage. Next, it is going to be the Necromancer. Necromancer overall damage isn't that high, but their defense nowadays has somewhat gone up, either using the Golem build, or now they are also using the Ratiform build, which has a really high uptime. So there is a very small window in which you can damage them. They are also really good right now with the Golem build to do the objective, either stand on it or stop it from moving. But in terms of support, there isn't much happening other than the mages. Mages are like really strong and can annoy the heck out of the other team. But 7.5 is what I will give. This is like a lot more than some of the other classes. When it comes to mobility, like I said, Ratform in the game is one of the best abilities out there out of any other class. You basically don't take any damage and you can also fear others. So mobility, it is going to be 10, and impact of a really good dot Necromancer is going to be 10 in my opinion, and the class itself is going to be A plus plus. Next, it is going to be the S tier class of the Blood Knight. I don't think we even have to go through that because I don't even have enough data to talk about the Blood Knight. It is the least played class right now in Diablo Immortal across all regions. So my data somewhat is outdated here, but other than the summon blood type of a build where they provide some support and add some dot. They don't have much happening at the moment. I'm not seeing much Blood Knight, and the impact isn't great. The overall rating isn't great. Like I said, my data is outdated here because hardly anyone is playing a Blood Knight out there right now in the PvP. Anyhow, next it is gonna be Tempest. Tempest in a close range, around 6 yard range, is doing a ton of damage. Like basically, if they got you, they have high mobility and they do quite a lot of damage. So I will be giving them 10. The boomerang build will be giving them 10 damage. Their defense is also really high. They get shield, they get to break the CC, and they can somewhat also move really fast with the mobility, and they have a really nice impact, in my opinion, A++. But when it comes to providing support, they only have the Zephyr. Other than that, they don't have much. And when it comes to physically standing on the idol, I will be giving them a 7. They are not that great. Physically pushing the idol or stopping it, they can for sure stand on it like the monk, but they eventually have to run away to save themselves. And at the end, it is going to be the Demon Hunter. In my opinion, it does need some changes to improve the overall gameplay. Right now, the Demon Hunter feels like they are trying to be everything, like providing support, summons, also single target, and they are not good at anything, if that makes sense. But anyhow, I will be giving them about 8.5 damage rating here when it comes to single target. If they get closer to you, then definitely Demon Hunter can do quite a lot of damage. But again, the defense of the Demon Hunter isn't that great. If you caught them in a CC, then they die really fast. And when it comes to physically standing on the idol, they cannot do that. And when it comes to providing support, if you are playing a summon based Demon Hunter, for sure you can do some support, staying behind, adding Grace of the Fledgment, and the damage over time gems are somewhat decent. Mobility is also going to be decent, and overall impact of a Demon Hunter, in my opinion, is going to be 7 if someone is playing at high skill cap. And overall rating, it is going to be B tier. And again, this is my personal opinion, not a objective fact. You can disagree with me, that is totally fine. Let me know in the comment section down below. How would you guys rate some of these classes differently? And I'll be checking your feedback. I'm signing off. See you all in the next one. You guys have a great day. Most likely I will be doing another PvP tier list when the druid will be released in a couple of months, hopefully late July or early September. Anyway, I'm signing off. See you all in the next one. You guys have a great day. Later.